Keith, welcome back to the show. Great to see you.
Thank you very much for having me again.
So, Keith, tell us about the evolution of Break, and particularly on the monetization side. How are you guys making money, and tell us about the scope of the company now.
So Break is an ad-supported company as a whole. I think over the last couple of years we've seen great success overall, and I think it's been driven by a couple of things. One, advertiser recognition. In a transformation we made from essentially a single property video site, which was break.com, which in 2005, which is all we really were, into a true new media company in the sense that we're actively producing, licensing, acquiring content, and then distributing that content across a group of highly trafficked sites that we own and operate, as well as a proprietary video network that we've built up over the years. And we monetize very effectively because of the large scale we've grown over the years, as well as the quality of the content which we create for the young male audience. Great.
So tell us about the monetization of the video in particular. How does that work? I know you do branded, you do in-stream. Talk about that for a minute.
So I mean, we offer a wide range of options, as one would expect. I think what really differentiated us over the last couple of years is our ability to create branded content and distribute that widely, particularly for the young male audience, but I think even more broadly speaking as well. What was essentially a very small part of our business a couple of years ago, because somebody came to us and said, "You seem to really understand your demo. What kind of content can we create to reach them?" Became something where we think we did almost 100 episodes last year of branded content for 25 plus brands.
Such as?
Such as Southern Comfort, Cheetos, a slew of the movie studios, Universal, Paramount. So for example, we did something with Kentucky Fried Chicken to announce their new grilled chicken, and we literally had the Colonel out on the street asking people questions, and it was getting grilled by the Colonel. In other cases, it's just, this episode brought to you by a brand, and then the nature of the content itself is just targeted towards the message they were hoping to accomplish. On the other side, just standard video monetization. We've built a great business doing all forms of in-stream advertising. We've seen a lot of increase in pre-roll and video bugs, and I think what's really exciting about this year is there's going to be continued evolution in the type of units that run. I think we're seeing a lot more interest in interactive pre-roll, for example, which I believe will grow from a fairly non-existent business 2 years ago into a real business this year. The flip side of that is, which is sort of scary in a lot of cases, is there's yet to emerge a set of standards for in-stream video advertising that I think everyone can really rely on from a sales perspective. So the benefit of our medium, as I think most people know at this point, is you can do just about anything. The downside of our medium is that you can do just about anything. So the emergence of standards becomes that much more complicated.
So tell us a little bit about the syndication strategies of the videos themselves. They sit on your homepage. Where else do they go?
So in a lot of ways we function like an old media company in that regard. We've got our owned and operated properties, break.com, Made Man, Screen Junkies, All Left Turns, etc. And we syndicate our content across those. Secondarily, we've just got this network of other properties that we work with where we syndicate out content and advertising, whether it's through embeds or specific sections on their site. And we've managed to grow that piece successfully. But we're very fortunate in the sense that our own properties drive enough reach to make the economics of producing content work and the economics of producing branded content work for our advertising partners. So the video network is really just bonus, and it's just a way of increasing the scale. We're the 5th or 6th largest video network right now, reaching north of 50 million people per month, and have a potential reach of almost 1 billion videos a month, so according to ComScore.
How are your CPMs, and how do you sell advertisers your audience?
I think ultimately CPM is a function of somebody has to sell something somewhere. What we did early on was a significant amount of research, proprietary research to some extent, and using other third-party researchers to demonstrate the value of our audience. On the video network side, I think what we've seen is CPMs falling into a range of $18 to $25, generally speaking. And I think that's because they're slightly, they're still targeted, but they're slightly less integrated than they are than the campaigns we run on the Break Media owned and operated properties.
So what's the big challenge for you guys in 2010?
We're in a perfect spot as a company, I like to say, because we've got enough people that we can execute on whatever we want, and we're big enough that we can do that, but we're also small enough that we can be nimble. And I think last year we grew from 70 to 110 people. This year we're probably going to grow on top of it. So the biggest challenge is going to be continuing to be able to operate in a nimble way, I think, as we become and continue to evolve into a real operating and business. And it's been an interesting transition over the last 12 months to see the processes we've had to put in place. And it's not nearly, hey, this is a good idea, let's go do it. It's let's model out, let's plan, and let's really think about it, how this is going to impact our business in 3, 4, 5 years down the line. And I think that's both fun, but it's also a challenge as we grow, because it's just different than the way it was. And most of the people that we have been with us from the beginning, and to a certain extent. And so it's just a change in the way we all think of the business, honestly.
Great. Well, thanks for coming, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic.
Appreciate it.